Hey everyone, welcome to HEPPY. So we are going to unveil our sea berries that just came in and our Korean like green tea tree. Korean tree something.
Hey, wake
The other name for sea berry is a Sea-Buckthorn, I believe. There's a whole bunch of cool things about the sea berry. It tolerates wind, it tolerates poor soil, it tolerates extreme cold. It can go down to zone 3 here in North America. So it's also a superfruit. It's loaded with B vitamins. The level of C vitamin in this fruit is 7 times more potent than in citrus. It's got a whole bunch of essential fatty acids, omega-3, omega-5, omega-7, omega-9. It's got this awesome little willowy, kind of an olive-colored, willow-shaped leaf, and then it'll just be loaded with orange fruit on it. The plant gets from about 8 foot to 12 foot tall, although some varieties have been known to get up to 12 feet. It's loaded with medicinal qualities. We're going to talk about that towards the end of this video. It requires full sun, tolerates poor soil, low maintenance. A HEPPY plant is a low maintenance plant. Let's unbox these and see what we got. Bam. This one's going to be my winner. So the sea berry is known for being a pretty tart fruit. So some cultivars are now being raised to be very sweet, and so that's what makes this one a stud. This one is a Sirola variety, or Sirola cultivar. It's Siberian German mix. It's perfect for any garden, ornamental garden, fruit garden, or just like a shrub, a standalone type shrub. A little asterisk mark to that. So it's known for having a lot of sweet fruit. So that is what makes a Sirola cultivar so important to us over at HEPPY. This variety, this cultivar, is called Klim's Prize, and it's named after a breeder of sea berries. His first name was Klim. The last name I won't be able to pronounce. It's known for producing a bounty of sweet fruit. Not too sure where it ripens in the spectrum of these plants ripening. And then just to give you a little bit of a clue, that's what the leaves look like. That's what we're talking about, this willow shaped leaf, and the color is a lot like that of an olive tree. It's that sort of a green. This cultivar here is called Orange Energy, if I got them lined up correctly. Orange Energy. How would you not like that name? So Orange Energy, the reason I bought this cultivar is because it's known for one primary thing: huge crops. From what I'm reading, it has so much fruit on it in late fall that the plant will basically look like an orange, a series of orange berries. Lots of energy. Gotta love the energy. Last but not least is a sea berry male. Sea berries are not self-pollinating, so it requires a male. They say something like 1 male to 8 females, but it really depends on how close they are to one another. Now the plant gets about 10 to 12 foot high, or 8 to 12 foot high. Most varieties are rather compact and about that wide, so it's sort of like a bush. It's sort of like a bush. So you just have to plant that male close to the bushes. Upwind would be a smart thing to do. I believe that they propagate pretty easily. We're going to learn more about that as time goes. Please visit us at heppy.org. And by the way, if you like this video, We're standing up a food forest. We're doing other things to reflect what I think is a HEPPY lifestyle, all common sense type things. Please subscribe below. So getting back to our sea berry, this is the male. You're going to want a male sea berry within at least 20 to 40 feet if you want strong pollination. There's hand pollination. There's plants that you can grow like anise hyssop that brings in a lot of pollinators late in the year. That's a really smart plant. We're also going to think of what other plants pollinators really love when this plant is blooming. You want to build these relationships between your edible plants and plants that pollinators really like, and have these things kind of working symbiotically. Thinking happily. Last but not least, can you guess what that is? So this is an evergreen. It's got edible action to it. It has a super fragrant flower, and you make tea out of the leaves. This is a Korean tea. It's a Korean tea seedling, or a Korean tea tree. It's a Korean green tree bush. It's a Korean green tree plant. It's a Korean green tea plant. So fragrant flowers, very showy, evergreen. And the other cool thing about this plant is that it prefers shade. It's not that it can grow in the shady conditions, but it prefers dappled light. It prefers protection from morning sun, very unusual, and also protection from hot afternoon sun. So we have some shady places because we're not chopping down our large trees at HEPPY. So this is going to be an excellent fit for us over at HEPPY. So unlike the sea berry, the Korean green tea plant is a little more susceptible to disease. So we'll have to keep an eye on this plant and see how it integrates here in our microclimate here in Maryland. Zone 7, we're really close to sea level. Hopefully she adapts well. Hopefully disease and things don't cause too much of a funk. We'd like to get into the neem oil. Got to see what neem oil does. But so she's not as low maintenance. No, she better be low maintenance over at HEPPY. But the sea berry, you don't need to do anything with them. This one here probably need to be nurtured a little more. We're gonna put this guy in a part shaved place, give it our HEPPY soil, and I'm sure she's gonna be just fine. So we unboxed some lovely plants we got from One Green World. I don't get paid to advertise for them. That's where this shipment happened to come from. We get our plants from different areas, but what we found is the most interesting wide variety of exotic plants that do come to us in a very, very excellent condition come from One Green World. So that's our family of plants that we just purchased. We're going to get them into the ground over at HEPPY. Right now it's very late in April, and it'll take us a while to burrow into the property where the Korean green tree goes, but we're going to take great care of her until we can get her into the ground. All right, let's find out more about the nutritional value of these plants. Okay, so let's review some of the benefits of our sea berry and the tea plant. Keep in mind that the other name for sea berry is Sea-Buckthorn. Our sources here are PubMed. This is through NIH. This is where folks publish randomized control trials. This is the golden standard for any sort of clinical trials. I'm not saying everything we're covering here is a randomized control trial. But this article here is about reducing cardiovascular disease. And the conclusion here is that the study demonstrates the efficacy of our sea berry oil, reducing abnormal amount of lipids in your circulatory system, risk of heart attack, hypertension is also risk of a heart attack,
due to the presence of these essential fatty acids. That's incredible. This tree gives, this plant, this shrub, the fruit, and the seeds inside it give you an oil that provides essential fatty acids. That's nuts in a good kind of way. So improvement in antioxidant status, blah, 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 due to beta carotene. Who says no to beta carotene, vitamin E, and all sorts of good things that are inside our sea berry. Abundance of active ingredients in sea berry. According to this article, again, the sea berry oil improves blood circulation, oxygenation of the skin. The skin is the biggest organ on the body. The skin is so essential. The skin can save you from like everything. Virus, bacteria, germs. Just, it keeps you alive. It's just a miracle organ. It really is. So it removes excess toxins from the body and easily penetrates through the epidermis. So this is probably why the sea berry and sea berry oil is used in a lot of cosmetics. I believe this article talked about that too here, about frequent use in cosmetic products, and it's also used for skin care, skin health. Again, we're going back to those essential fatty acids. Close to 200 properties. Let's assume those are good properties. The sea berry oil is a valuable addition to health and beauty products. Well, at least it's good for you. You know, the skin's really sensitive. So if something works on the skin, that's a good thing. So this article talks about the vitamin C treasury. What's really interesting here is, so the article talks about the vitamins, flavonoids, carotenoids, again, the essential fatty acids, and the benefit to human health. Then goes on to say something about it having, the sea berry having stable vitamin C. That's a little unusual, I thought. It goes on to say that the sea berry oil maintains its properties even after cooking and drying. That's, you know, I'm not a chemist, I'm not a doctor. Vitamin C is a water-soluble vitamin. I thought that breaks down with heat. Again, not a chemist. This is one published article here. Don't know exactly how it was reviewed. There's the argument that sea berry has the vitamin C in the sea berry is a stable vitamin C, and it maintains its properties even after cooking and drying. Here's a pretty cool website, Uncommon Fruit. I find some really interesting things on this website. Heads up on that. But here too, under notable features, we're seeing an article by Lee and Schroeder, written in 1996. The citation's at the bottom of this page, speaking to the sea berries being high in vitamins and omega fatty acids. This is another interesting website I check out. And a reason I like this, Plants for a Future, pfaf.org. I cite them often on HEPPY.org. What I like about this website is when it argues on behalf of medicinal uses, articles are cited. And I think citing articles is a really smart way of communicating facts. Don't mean that sarcastically, I mean that objectively. So here again, very rich. We're talking about the sea berry. Very rich in vitamins and minerals, vitamins A, C, E, flavonoids, and other bioactive compounds. A fairly good source of essential fatty acids. Don't know how many fruiting shrubs or fruiting trees provide essential fatty acids. That's just crazy. And it's being investigated as a food capable of reducing the incidence of cancer and also means of halting or reversing the growth of cancers. That's awesome. citing 214. And that article here is Matthews, the New Plantsman, from the Royal Horticultural Society. So we're transitioning over to green tea. Green tea has a host of beneficial effects. That's this Korean green tea seedling. We're just going to call it the green tea shrub. Or something. Anyways, anti-inflammatory actions of the green tea. Green tea is known to have beneficial effects against a variety of diseases such as cancer, obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and diseases of the nervous system. So this article goes on to cite all the benefits, many benefits of green tea. This was a really gnarly article. Again, this derives off of PubMed. You can find it on PubMed. Rhodes led to an exhaustive article on the value of the tea flower, not just the leaves, but the flower, as I believe they frame it as a secondary source, a secondary resource for sale. Oh, human benefit and also commercial benefit. That's a win-win. That's a true win-win. So this article was quite involved. I invite you to read it over. Flavonoids are a good thing. Caffeine, amino acids, other bioactive qualities here. Pretty involved. Aromatic compounds, that has to do with the aromatic or fragrant flowers. That's a really cool thing about this green tea plant here, is it's evergreen. Showy flowers, fragrant flowers, and medicinal, and the leaves are medicinal in the tea. Jeez. This article was a little frustrating. I find this from time to time off of PubMed. You need permission to actually read the article, which I think's a little gnarly. It's a comprehensive review. It looks like you need to speak to this company here, shame on them, to get permission to find out the medicinal qualities after a comprehensive review of green tea. Not nice. Probably taxpayer funded too. Guys, this is a quick review of the medicinal qualities of our sea berry and the green tea shrub plant thingy-majiggy. Love y'all. Hope y'all do well. Happy gardening. Be kind to one another. If you like this video, please subscribe below. This is a new way of me communicating things, and that's through a brand new microphone I got and my very, very inexpensive video making software. Happy gardening.